Hi, everybody. Roxanne Langley, Houston Financial Coach here. I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about finding mistakes and correcting them on your credit report. Now, this summer, I have had from numerous inquiries from my Instagram feeds with clients, conversations in general about how to check and if you find them, how to correct mistakes on a credit report. So for the most part, they'll take you some time to correct any mistakes that you may find, but you should be able to do most of them on your own. Your credit history is an important factor for obtaining a loan, sometimes renting an apartment, sometimes even getting a job nowadays. However, it's not so uncommon for a credit report to contain mistakes. For example, your credit report may show an unpaid medical bill for services that were paid by your insurance company a couple years ago. It may show a student loan with monthly payments, even if you paid off that loan last year. That your report might have an account on there that doesn't even belong to you. These are mistakes, very common, unfortunately, but they are common. But they're ones that you can correct. In fact, you have the right to get mistakes correct on there. So, and at no charge. So if someone tries to tell you that there's a fee involved to have a mistake corrected on your credit report, that's not true. So number one, the first thing that you want to do is order your free credit reports. Your first step is to order and review your credit reports from all the major 3 credit reporting agencies: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, to see which of your credit reports have the mistakes. It is very common to have a mistake on, say, your Experian report, but not the TransUnion report. So it's really important to check all 3. Now, each reporting agency can have slightly different information from the other. Now, you can order free copies of your credit report from all 3 agencies at Annual Credit Report online, or you can call 877-322-8228. Now, you can also, I know on Experian, you can get a free credit report through them. I do it every year. And remember, under federal law, you are entitled to receive 1 free copy of your credit report from each reporting agency every 12 months. So number 2, follow the instructions provided. If you discover an error on one of your reports, follow the instructions provided with your report on how to correct them. Now, you can report errors to any of the agencies by either calling the credit agency direct. You may be on hold for a while. You can use a dispute portal online when you get your credit report, or you can also send a good old, typed out written letter, including documentation, to the appropriate agency. Don't send it to anybody else, just to the appropriate one of 3 credit agencies. So when you send any additional information that's needed to correct the error, the reporting agency will tell you what they will need for you to send. So don't just arbitrarily send them something. Talk to them first and find out what they require. You know, they may request a copy of a canceled check, or they may need a copy of a paid in full statement from the creditor in question. So get in the habit of keeping your financial records in order so it's easy to show where a mistake has occurred, and also so that you can get to your records quickly and fairly easily in case you do need to report a mistake. In the medical example that I spoke about earlier, call the medical provider to confirm that the insurance company did in fact pay the bill. There may be an error there. If they did pay it, have them send you a copy showing it paid in full. Also, the provider or the hospital, doctor's office, ask if they will send a letter of explanation to the credit reporting agency. They may or may not, depending on what how they handle this. They may just send it to you and you have to take care of it. But it doesn't hurt to ask. To correct the student loan problem, send the credit reporting agency a copy of the document proving the loan was paid in full, with a letter asking for a change to your record showing that it's paid in full. If an account is not yours, if you've discovered something and you say, I don't think this is mine, first contact the creditor listed on the credit report. Request more information about the account to help you determine whether the account belongs to you or not. Is it the result of identity theft? Or it could have just simply been reported in error. You can dispute the information if you determine the account does not belong to you. If you think it's fraudulent, include in your explanation that you believe the account may be related to identity theft. You can dispute the account as fraud and ask the credit agency to add a security alert to your credit report account. That alert will notify creditors that your information may have been compromised. It doesn't negate it yet. It just says it may have been compromised and things are in the works. Now, as a preventative step, something that you can do is have a security freeze placed on your credit report account. This will stop any new company wanting to extend you credit from looking at your report and score. For instance, there's a time when it seems like every time you go to the mailbox, you receive all of these pre-approved credit card offers in the mail. Well, they've looked at your credit report and they have deemed you worthy of their card. So they start sending all of these out. Couple of years ago, I put a security freeze on mine. One, because there was some fraudulent activity that was trying to take place. But what I learned in the process was I stopped getting the junk mail of all the pre-approved credit card reports. So that was actually kind of nice. Now, when I did a refinance on my home, I did have to unfreeze it so that the mortgage broker could get in there and do their checking of my credit in order to refinance. But other than that, actually putting a freeze is kind of nice. Now, one of the things that you need to do is when you write your letter explaining to them, what's wrong, what the mistake is, explain the problem briefly, clearly, and concisely. The agency actually, once they receive your letter, whether it's an email, whether it's a written letter, they have to investigate the complaint within 30 to 45 days and respond to you with their results that they find. So as part of the investigation, the agency will check with the creditor whose information that you're questioning. If the agency finds that the information in the credit report is in fact incorrect, the creditor must notify the other major credit agencies of the error so they can update their information. So for example, if in fact, say the error is on all three reports from all three agencies, and let's say that you notify Experian and Experian investigates, and it does find out that that you're correct, that it is a mistake. The creditor, while Experian will correct their report, the creditor must notify Equifax and TransUnion of the error for them to correct it on your report. Now, I would give them a little bit of time, but if they haven't corrected it within probably another 60 days, then reach out to the creditor and reach out to the other agencies. Anytime you can contact a creditor directly, if the credit reporting agency disputes the error and you still believe the credit report is inaccurate, reach out to the creditor, talk to them, ask for documented, written proof statements, whatever information they have. Make sure you get a copy of it all. If it is still unresolved and you feel that it is something that you are not liable for, write what is called a consumer statement of your side of the story. Now, you can write, from last I checked, you're allowed to write up to 100 words to explain the situation. Employees of a credit reporting agency many times are often available to help you write your statement. Once you do that and submit it, your statement actually appears on your credit report moving forward. So keeping up with your credit report information is as important as your bank information, especially nowadays with the rise in identity theft and, frankly, even human error while inputting the information. So it's good to sit down once a year, twice a year, to double check. Now, one tip that I like to tell people is I signed up with Experian a couple of years ago, and I received free of charge an email from them notifying me anytime something changes to my report. Anything. It may just be a very simple email that says, hey, great job, your score increased. Or it might say, no new events to your report this month. It will also say, your score decreased, or there were 2 inquiries into your account this month. I have found it to be very reassuring to receive these reports because for the most part, I don't have credit cards. So unless I'm refinancing something, with the house, there really shouldn't be any inquiries into my report. So if something comes up and says that I've had an inquiry, that's a red flag to me that I need to log in and look at it and see who it was. Now, it may be just, something out of the blue from a utility company, and that's okay. But it's nice to just kind of keep an eye on it just in case. So I hope you enjoyed this information about checking your credit report and hopefully how to correct a mistake if you see something. Please, if you find this to be helpful, be sure and hit the like button, comment, follow me here on YouTube, and if you have any ideas or other information that you'd like to hear me talk about or research for you, just reach out to me at roxannefinancialcoach.com is my website, and I look forward to chatting with you again. Bye.